Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in another Fortnite video. And in today's video, I want to share with you guys the best settings to use if you guys want to build faster, or if you guys want to build smoother. I want to show you guys those settings in this video. So if you are looking to improve your builds and edits, or looking for some new settings to use to help you do that, this is going to be the video for you. So definitely stay to the end. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys would like to participate in the next giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on the video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Hit the notification bell, and as well leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamer tag, PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered. If you guys would like to support them in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go down to the bottom right, click on support a creator, type in my creator code, which is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. And lastly, I'm super excited to announce my new merch. You guys can find it in the link in the description or the pinned comment if you guys are interested. Definitely get a long sleeve t-shirt or a hoodie if you guys like it. And with that being said, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, like I said, I'm going to give you guys the best settings to use if you guys are looking to build faster, or if you guys want to build smoother. I'm going to share with you guys those settings that you should use. So going into my settings and my control options, my sensitivities that I have are a 1.7 and a 1.7 for my building, and also my editing sensitivity. My horizontal and vertical speed is both on a 45%. These settings here are really great for being able to build fast, but at the same time still having control over your builds. So you're able to do all the retakes you're able to do before, but just do them a little bit faster. And these settings, some people might think are a little bit slow because they're 45% for your horizontal and vertical, which is definitely not high. Some of you guys play on like crazy, like 60% sensitivity. I really don't like high sensitivity settings because when you go really high, a lot of times your accuracy gets really bad. So, and you also just don't have as much control over your builds, because the thing is, if you just jack your sensitivity up and you're building really fast, a lot of times it'll be sloppy and you'll be wasting a lot of materials that otherwise you shouldn't. And this could be really bad for the beginning of the game if you have like 200 or 250 materials. If you're accidentally placing like 5 or 6 or even 7 more structures than you meant to because your sensitivity is just too high, a lot of the times what will happen is you're just going to end up losing because you're going to run out of materials. And once you're out of materials in a gunfight in Fortnite, you're basically done for. And for the bottom settings, if you guys are curious and want to have them on, I am on exponential. I think exponential is just the meta for right now. Ever since I switched a couple weeks ago, I think it's really great, and I highly recommend you guys give it a try. So both these settings are on exponential. I will have a best linear settings video really soon, but I think exponential is just a really great choice. It's very good. So if your aim is lacking and you play on linear, playing on exponential will definitely help your aim tenfold. So I highly recommend playing on exponential settings. So as you can see, I'm able to build fast and at the same time still have that consistency as before, which is really important, because as I mentioned, if you're in the beginning of a game and you accidentally misplace a bunch of builds because your sensitivity is just a little bit higher than it should be, a lot of times it can end up costing you the game. So you want to find a sensitivity that you're able to build quickly, but at the same time you still have control over your builds and it's not really sloppy. So that's why I recommend these settings. Of course, with any sensitivity settings, if you feel like it should be slightly different, like you wanted to raise or lower your sensitivity by 1 or 2 points, you can definitely do so, because everyone has their personal preferences on what sensitivities they like. But I do recommend these sensitivities to start, and then maybe making the adjustments that you think are necessary. But as you are able to see in these clips, I am really consistent with my builds. It feels quick, everything feels really fast, and you really shouldn't have to go any faster than these sensitivities unless you really want to. So going into my next controller option, these are the smooth settings that I have. I have a 1.4 for my editing sensitivity. My building is a 1.4 as well. My horizontal and vertical speed is both on a 42%. So when it comes to smoother settings, it's going to be on the lower end. You can go smoother by lowering your building and editing sensitivity down 1 or 2 more points. But with this sensitivity here, I'm still able to do all the retakes I were previously, but just a little bit smoother, because there is a lot of retakes in this game that if you try to do on a really low sensitivity, you're just not going to be able to do that retake as effectively, and it can be kind of bad to do it. So this sensitivity here is just in that right middle ground where you're still able to do all the builds before, but just a little bit smoother. So it's not going to be like too slow to the point where you just can't do any 90s or anything like that. So of course, like I said, with all the settings, if you want to adjust it by a couple points, you definitely can. The 42% is definitely low for your look sensitivity, but 42% isn't bad. I'm still able to aim really well, and if you play on a low sensitivity, your aim is going to be very, very good. So these sensitivity settings are great to use, and then the bottom settings were exactly as the one for the other ones. It doesn't affect anything having a higher aim down sight sensitivity. Look damping time really it mostly affects your aim. If you struggle to hit your shots, that setting can be really effective, and I do recommend using look damping time if you do struggle to aim at longer or medium ranges. And then my dead zones, currently I'm now on a 5% on both. I ended up getting a new controller, and whenever you get new controllers, a lot of the times you're going to be able to play on really low dead zones because they're not going to have much or any stick drift at all. Usually when you have an older controller, you're going to have a lot more stick drift. So when it comes to your dead zones, you always want to play on as low as you possibly can without having a crazy amount of stick drift. Because as I mentioned, if you have an older controller, you're probably going to have a higher dead zone because you're going to have more stick drift than someone who just recently bought a new controller. So when it comes to dead zones, the lower you can go, the better. Everything's going to feel really snappy and responsive. So that's what I would recommend for that. So as you can see, the sensitivity settings are really smooth. It might seem a little bit fast, and like I said, you can lower the sensitivity even more, but I feel like anything more than what I have here is going to be very difficult to perform a lot of retakes without being too slow. Just because there is a lot of retakes in this game, and not all of them, but there is probably a good amount of retakes that if you wanted to do, you have to be on a little bit on the higher end for a sensitivity, unless you do it perfectly. Because when it comes to slower sensitivities, when it comes to building and editing specifically, you have to be a lot more accurate with your build placements, and it is easier to place builds more accurately. But at the same time, if you miss a wall or something, it's going to be a lot slower to turn around and replace it. So that's the only downfall of playing on a lower sensitivity for building and editing. I feel like it's more consistent, but if you do mess up, it's harder to recorrect what you messed up. So those are going to be all the settings that I have for building faster and building smooth. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys could, make sure you guys do drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel, and as well hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified every single time I upload a new video, or when I live stream on this channel, you guys will get notified. So with that being said, I do really appreciate you guys watching the video, and alright guys, I'll see you next video.